trailing by 4. O.J. Howard is split to the right side. They look for Howard. They've got him. One man to beat. He can't get him. Touchdown, Alabama.
Throwing short to Charles Sims out of the backfield. Nice move by Sims. Spinning, he goes in. Touchdown. One goal. Doug Martin. And he tries to break through the wall, reaching for the goal line. The signal is touchdown.
First and 10 from the 20, 2 timeouts remaining. Winston over the middle, caught. Touchdown, Cameron Briggs. More
Play action and outside the pocket and deep downfield and it's caught on the deflection by Adam Humphries for the touchdown. Sean Jackson turns around, Willie Mays tight catch, and Deshaun Jackson, touchdown! My goodness, 80 yards.
He throws, end zone, touchdown, Mike Evans.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone again. Jump ball, Godwin's got a touchdown, Penn State.
Get him, Jay! What you gonna do?
All right, guys. We got a game day morning podcast. I will be heading to the Carolina Panthers game today from Lakeland. Should be great weather. Hopefully we can pull out a win because God knows we cannot lose this game. If we lose this game, that puts us at 2-5. I don't think any team's ever made the playoffs, even after 2-4. It's much less 2-5. And on top of that, this is a division game. We're finally playing a division game. And I'm gonna say this week and next week against the Saints, these are must-win games. And in order for them to be must-win games, there's gonna have to be a miracle on the defense, because the Saints are firing on all cylinders. Like always, they got a nice balanced attack. Their defense isn't actually the problem anymore. The Panthers are very up and down. I think we have a chance in this. Yep. Yeah, there's just no way to sugarcoat it. No ifs, and buts about it. This is a must-win. Otherwise, the season is going to be going down to probably about 20 or 30 different tie-breaking scenarios and at 10-1 odds to make the playoffs. Like, no, we need to win these games to put our destiny in our own hands. Because if we don't, we're pretty much going to have to rely on a lot of teams losing out or so on and so forth. The good news is the Falcons and the Panthers are very inconsistent right now. The Saints are the only one that's dominant. Of course, we're sitting at the bottom of the NFC South, the cellar dwellers like we always are. But I wanted to talk about a few things. I haven't been able to make a podcast. I've been trying, but work's been crazy and regular old life in general. First thing I want to talk about, though, is something that I don't really like because we've had such a good locker room for so long, and we're bringing in these veterans that are supposed to help us take it to the next level. And then you get these players that are start popping off on Twitter. Chris Baker, T.J. Ward. I think T.J. Ward is just more passionate. He probably shouldn't have aired out his dirty laundry. That's a locker room killer. Go talk to the head coach. Don't do that. But Chris Baker he just likes to stir the pot. And honestly, he's not even contributing that much of an impact. Like I said, he's a rotational player anyways. You kind of knew that when he came here. Clint McDonald is honestly outplaying him. But we're going to get to more of that later. I finally sat down and watched the All-22 versus the Bucs, and it was worse than I thought. But to me, the things on defense, it seems like they could be corrected. It's just some simple formations and alignments and assignments, and I'm not no expert on any of that. I just know the gist and the basics of it. But it seems to me like if you have your little players only meeting again and maybe talk about your communication or maybe talk to the coaches or something like that, you got to get this together because you cannot go into Carolina. You cannot play Carolina and the Saints Teams that are able to put up points and be doing the same thing when you just let a running team beat you. So it just seems to me like it can be fixed. This 3-3-5 alignment on the goal line stuff, that was pretty horrible to look at, especially when you got LaShawn and Tyrod Taylor, who are both running players. They're both able to score with their feet or be elusive enough to get first downs or whatever, and we're just not in the right spot, or we're too tentative, or we're not reading and reacting. It's like we're spying the quarterback, but we're just still letting him run past us. I don't understand it. You got to put 2 people on him? I don't know. But I'm going to go over 5 good and 5 bad things that I seen watching this game. One thing I did notice, and obviously you have to note this because a lot of people were saying, oh, he's fine, Jameis is fine. No, his shoulder was still sore, and he re-aggravated it after that sack that caused a fumble. So, starting off with the first good thing, the offense was able to stay balanced. Even if the running backs weren't getting the yardage, they were getting enough to keep the play-action game open. When our offense can stay balanced, and this is what they've been hoping for, it opens up the seams on both of our tight ends. It's just great. It's just great to see we actually have balance again. It's not Jameis out there, running for his life and scrambling to find Mike Evans. Like, no, he's sitting there. He's taking what the defense gives him. He's looking at 1, 2, 3 reads, sometimes 4. The second thing I've seen, Vernon looks better in the slot, being face-to-face with his assignment. He didn't bat any passes. All those passes I think could have been catchable except for maybe one. And he did a little, finger wag like he was part of the thing, like he was part of the reason he didn't catch it. I don't think that's true. But just the fact that he was able to get on his man and not get beat and stay within a yard of the catch and make the window a little bit tighter, that is what I like to see. That is where I think he's going to be good. But then you got to think he's going right back to the outside against the Panthers because Robert McClain is out, Brent Grimes is out, Josh Robinson's out, which are special teams ace. So this is going to be a true battle test, for our defense because we have, I think, combined between all the cornerbacks in our secondary right now, about 29 starts. And that's not very good at all. That's not ideal. And the only way you're going to be able to do anything about that is if we get pressure. And pressure doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon. So hopefully they get Magical, get Levante to blitz off the edge a little bit more. Maybe Quan look a little bit better. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and go to the third thing. Aside from a few penalties, the O-line looked above average. And I mean, like top 10 maybe. They look pretty damn good. It seems like they're starting to gel, which that's what offensive linemen need to do. They need to gel. They need to know each other's tendencies and things like that. The running lanes aren't popping open as wide as I would hope, but I'm sure that'll get better with time. J.R. Sweezy and Ali Marpet are just road graders. DeMar Dotson's playing the best ball of his life. Donovan Smith is always having his usual 3 or 4 play a game where he just looks like he doesn't belong on the field, and then he just looks dominant. But then Donovan Smith always saves his best games for the best talent. So, fourth thing, Jameis made 2 plays that were typical Jameis throws. Shout out to Deshaun Jackson for playing wide receiver, then cornerback. But he is taking what the defense is giving him. He's letting his weapons open the field up for him. That's what we hope would happen. Mike Evans, they say, is having a down year. I don't think he's having a down year. I think this is what Mike Evans wants. He doesn't want the focus to be all on him. The team's not going to win if the ball's always going to him, even though he is going to make his catches. He is going to make some great catches, some great touchdowns. That's not what it's about. What's going to get you to the playoffs is not knowing who to cover, and that's what we have going on right now. O.J. Howard just seems to get open on them. I don't even know what the hell you call them routes. It's not really like a weed like that, but he just seems to always get open. I don't think it's going to happen much more, but Cam Brate continues to be a monster. I love that. The fifth thing is until Jameis and Deshaun Jackson get their chemistry right, and they've been trying to get him in space, that's what they need to do. he's going to pop one for a long touchdown sooner or later. You keep getting him the ball on a slant or a hitch or a corner route or something, he's going to pop one. The deep ball, even though we had a 50-yarder, which was a beautiful throw, it got called back by the penalty. Jameis would have had about 400-something yards if that would have if that would have stood. But nevertheless, it will come. Eventually, they're going to get it right. It took Jameis, a full season until, 2 or 3 games into the next season to get him and Mike Evans' long ball down. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and go to the 5 bad things I noticed. And actually, I didn't even write down a 5th. I was just so sick from watching this game. So the first thing is it's great to have Quan back. He's the emotional leader of this team, but he just didn't look instinctive or active as usual. I mean, maybe he's still limited by his hamstring, but he had 2 very, very bad plays that led to a 26-yard run by Tyrod and the game-winning first down. Even though a lot of players missed a tackle on that final play where they got that last first down, Quan is held to a higher standard. He's supposed to be the quarterback of the defense, and he's right there. It just doesn't look like he was. It just looks like he was hesitating instead of being his usually aggressive self. Little side note: who on this team has been more consistent than Levante David? It seems like he just makes a play or two every single game. He's having a hell of a year. Minus that ankle injury, I think he could be having a Pro Bowl season. 2, the mess. We had a one-armed, and now on injured reserve Noah Spence, which sucks because Jason Light didn't address those positions of need because he was thinking Robert Ayers, Noah Spence, and Will Golston were going to be good. Now Robert Ayers is going to be 32 next year. Noah Spence, who knows what this is going to be for his long-term NFL future, and William Golston can't rush the passer. He has too much of a slow get-off. He is strictly for run. And even then, he's not even doing his job that much to me. I mean, for what I've seen from when he was in, the snap counts, it didn't look very special. They weren't running his way either. Let's see, what else we got here? 32-year-old Ayers, like I said. Oh, yeah, he got a coverage sack. Let's see. Baker is being played out by Clint McDonald. And by the snap counts, it's pretty obviously true. This isn't good. And Gerald McCoy is getting double team, triple team, and it's still the same thing. Oh, Gerald needs to do more. They need to stop doing stunts and twists and just do straight rush, just like Gerald said, because it's not working. And for 2, if Gerald is getting doubled and tripled, somebody needs to make a damn play. Okay, and the third thing I noticed, and this is really starting to get on my nerves because this is a trend. When we go empty set, everyone and their mother knows we're going screen. This play is featured at least 1 or 2 times a game, week to week. And the art of a screen is to blindside the opponent. And everybody knows it's going to be a wide receiver screen to Adam Humphries. I mean, I just don't understand it. We don't even have no screens to our running backs, which is surprising to me. Play action, screen running back, all that stuff like that. They're made to fool the defense, get them off guard, get them on their heels. And we're just not doing it. Except the only thing we are doing is this Adam Humphries wide receiver slot screen, and it's not working. So like I said, something is seriously wrong in the secondary. I don't know if it's communication, or if it's scheme. But Robert McClain's in concussion protocol, like I said. Brent Grimes hurt his shoulder. During this game, T.J. Ward got fooled by like a rub wheel route kind of play, which Justin Evans didn't see coming at all. And that was right after Jameis threw that interception to the linebacker trying to get to Cam Rate. It just seems like if T.J. Ward's playing up in the box and he's covering this guy and he runs up the wheel route, it seems like to me Justin Evans should be on that dude like a hawk. But no, it's not. I really don't know what to say because we're on the brink of losing this season if we lose to Carolina today. And I'm going to the game. I'm going to be as positive as possible. But the fact of the matter is the season is on the line, in my opinion. Just because the Panthers and the Falcons aren't playing as consistent. The way our defense is playing right now is Swiss cheese. The offense is getting it together. If we can score, obviously, more points than they score, which sounds kind of stupid to say, but it's true. It might be one of them shootout games. Now, Carolina's defense is better than Buffalo's, statistically and all. Statistically and everything. We have to win. This is a game we must have. Well, that's going to do it. I'm going to start getting ready. Going to go ahead and get ready for come back and do a podcast tonight. After the game, I should be back around 6 o'clock in Lakeland. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll talk to you later.